tebi, Matic, and hello everybody. So I will speak on English, and like the last year, because I see that Katra and Ksenia and Matic started with some nostalgic approach. So we started to speak about last year, and actually that was my idea to start also with the last conference, like first one. It was quite challenging for me. I came to Ljubljana last year. It was first snow there. It was magical. I saw a lot of old friends and some new friends, and we clicked. But yeah, Matic, I started last year conference with one sentence that Matic told me, okay, we will have one crazy Serbian. So it's the same now, Matic. Thank you for your words that I like to speak and that I have some knowledge, but I'm still this crazy Serbian. So I think that we will manage to share together something about this topic, uncertainty and mental health and young people. So my name is Suzana. I'm coming from Belgrade, Serbia. I'm working 20 years in one organization. It's actually, we are working with young people. Also, I'm a psychologist and psychotherapist, and I will speak from all roles today. What I wanted to say at the beginning, when I started to prepare this lecture, and it's not really easy to prepare for this kind of event because you are so full of magic and emotions, and Mladi, zmaji are every time preparing something really special. So it's not easy to prepare for this. Last year was also not easy for me because it was my, I think, first lecture in my life. I'm not lecturer, I'm not talking, I'm doing. So now when you invited me again, I was like, okay, I'm honored and I really love to work with you. But then it was like, again, anxiety, again. And but in the meantime, a lot of things changed actually in my life, in life of my organization, in life of all of us. So I started to give a lot of lectures, actually, mostly online. Still, I'm not a fan of Zoom, but yeah, I'm surviving. And as you know, everything else changed more or less. What happened in the meantime, because it was, as I said, snowing in Ljubljana, and it was my last time in Ljubljana, and I was so happy when Jerneja sent me email a few months ago and said, I hope that we will see each other in Ljubljana, but it was not possible. So I'm happy to see all of you at least like this. And yeah, a few days ago, I started to speak with my daughter, and I told her how I feel nostalgic and how I miss people from Ljubljana and how I would like to go there. And then she told me, you know, I think that you middle-aged people are struggling a lot with this pandemic situation. And I was like, okay, what do you mean? I will skip this middle-age label. But she was like, you know, I'm speaking with grandparents, and they are calm with this situation because they lived some life, they are more or less ready to die at some point, so they are not struggling so much. Young people, anyway, we are living in uncertainty, we are lost, we have no idea what we will do in our life, so we know how to live virtually, so for us that is not huge problem. But you, middle-aged people, you're really fucked up. And then I was thinking about this lecture, and she was quite right. So I will try today to speak about young people in this situation of uncertainty. But I think that I will put accent on middle-aged people like youth workers, social workers, psychotherapists, people who are helping or supporting young people, just to be aware what's happening also with us, because we are important to support them and to embrace them in this situation of pandemic. So I will just remind maybe myself that last year I was talking about role of youth workers or therapists after 90s until this moment. I was speaking about Hunter Bowman. He called this society fluid society, and what are characteristics for this society that is like lack of contact. It's like technical society. It's fluid. Young people are not in this real contact with each other. And what is the role of therapist is to, like, few things. One thing, to support young people to make contact with the others, to take care of their body, to be grounded, and to remind them all the time to breathe. And I will come back to this fluid society and to this breathing. But at the beginning, I will just said how I made the connection between this situation and Pandora's box. This is the title of this lecture. When I was thinking about this situation, pandemic situation, for me, from time to time, I had a picture of Pandora. As you probably already know, in Greek mythology, Pandora was first woman on the earth. And then for her, as a wedding gift, she received some box, like kind of treasure box. And because she also received some curiosity from God, and she got instruction not to open this box under any circumstances, but she was curious. She opened the box and all evil just went out. From the moment she managed to close the box, that was the only one thing stayed there. It was spirit of hope. So for me, this pandemic situation for time to time looks like opening Pandora's box and everything is going out. So all our doubts, fears, anxieties, worries, everything's just going out and flying around us like some dementors. That is Harry Potter mythology, not Greek mythology anymore. So I think that we are trying to catch all
tako zraven dajte, ne?
So it's not for me. Yeah. And what's happening? Nika, you are muting me. No? Okay. So, what's happening with us in this situation of uncertainty? Some basic needs, like old patterns, basic unfinished business and early traumas are going out, and we need to look at it. What we are telling to young people, as I said, you need to be grounded, you need to be in contact with your body, and you need to be in contact with the others. And what's happening at this moment, if you are speaking about fears, there is like 3 most important developmental fears for babies. First one is when mother's face is disappear. Second one is some loud sound. And third one is losing the ground. So in this moment, we were losing the ground. And we felt like a babies with all our early traumas appear up. So we are not grounded, nothing is the same, and we need to adapt with all these things flying around us. What we are telling our clients or young people, you need to breathe, you need to be in contact with yourself. But what's happening now, we have no ground, we cannot feel our body, fears are appearing. We cannot breathe because air started to be dangerous. Air is full of viruses, and every breath, it could be potentially risky. We are wearing masks, and more we are breathing our own carbon dioxide. And for me, that is also metaphor for this, when you have virus, like some of my friends, they're positive at this moment, and I feel totally helpless because I cannot help them. They're pushing me from them, and they're telling me, you know, this is lonely thing. We need to be alone, because if I touch you, if I breathe with you, you could be potentially, I could be contagious for you. So for me, this mask is also metaphor that we are covering ourselves, we are protecting others from us, and we are breathing and eating and doing everything by ourselves. So it's kind of also metaphor for this self-isolation. Another thing is contact. Contact like this also started to be pretty much risky. So next thing we are recommending to young people is to try to make a contact with themselves and with the others. And now it's not possible. It's not possible to see each other. It's not possible to hug each other. It's not possible to kiss each other. It's not possible to go to parties. It's not possible to go to school. And we are living one virtual reality and virtual contact. And young people are adapting on that. But I think that we as youth workers and people who are working with young people, we are trying to adapt, but what I could see is that more and more we are struggling with using all patterns in this kind of new reality. I would like now maybe to show you one short video. And I will ask you, while you are watching this video, it's 1 minute or something like this, we will see one part of the video, and then later I will show you the next part. I just ask you to type some impressions, feelings, what's happening with you while you are watching this video, or if this video reminds you on some things. So just type in this chat section, and then we will share more later. Okay. Let me see. Nika, can I share it? Yeah, because it's host disabled. Okay. Okay, let's go. So, Okay, we have some comments. Struggle, choreographed, wish to free herself, limitations, struggling, strong desire, repetitive actions going in a metaphorical circle, wish to escape, desire, running away, wish to break free, struggle, adapting to situation, not escaping, fight, hope for being free again, trying, agony, adaptation. Powerless. So yeah, it's kind of similar, like something I had on mind when I was thinking about this situation, that we are, it's a lot of struggles and a lot of attempts to be free, but sometimes it's just not possible. We are stuck with current situation and we are stuck with something that is bigger than us. So before we start thinking about how to overcome things and what's really happening inside of us and how we will go out of it, I would like to ask you to have this video on mind. We will split you in few groups, and then in those groups you will have 1 minute per person or 2 minutes per person. We will see how many people will be in a group. So there is not a lot of time. It's like 10 minutes per group. You will answer and you will share with your colleagues in group. You will answer on 2 questions. First question is what you miss the most from the period before pandemic. It could be people, feelings, places, whatever. So what you miss the most from this period before pandemic. And second question is what are you afraid the most now in this moment? Like in this moment of your life, not currently this moment in conference. So what you miss the most from the period before pandemic and what you are afraid the most now in this period of your life. So Nika will break the rooms and you just need to click the button and to start to be part of one group, and see you in 10 minutes.
Nina?
Ja, evo me.
A vam ni šlo? A vas damo sabo še enkrat?
Dajte, prosim.
Ok.
Ano je vargal.
Ja, razumem, bom dala. A to je kdo drug dal v waiting room, jo? Ne.
Ali bolj sprejmemo?
A damo na dve nazaj?
Zdaj sem jo dala, ja, sam pač ne morem jo dati. Aha, imamo jo. Sem jo dala, evo.
Zdaj pri nas.
Ja, saj sem jo že dala tja. Nina, sem vas dala tja, vse avtomatsko je drugače, sam ne vem, zakaj vam ne prime. Meni piše not joined, da ste tam, ampak not joined. Dala
Jaz
sem na drugo.
meni ni dal nobene opcije za karkoli pritisniti, da bi se lahko.
Aha, evo.
Mislim, da zdaj pa je dala. Sem jaz zdaj prestavila iz sobe v sobo. Nina? Mislim, da je.
Ali pa ima slabo povezavo. Evo. Suzana, je sve okej? Okay.
Yeah, it's going. I don't know. I'm not a fan of online lectures because I cannot feel very much people. So I could see one or two people, and that is like I'm trying to see some reactions from them, and it's like okay, because when you see whole room, then it's more easier because I could feel energy, I could work with energy, but here I'm just like, but
yeah, because people go in this mode, like watching TV mode, because they're in front of yeah. But now it's okay. It's feel you are connected, so it's okay. Yeah,
because for me it's usually I could speak and I could share, and last year it was like also I think 100 people it was in the room for conference, but I could see people how they are reacting, are they present, if they are like just okay, they're bored or something, so I could invent something. But here I could see Matic and Ksenia and Katra and maybe two of you, and that's it. And I was like, okay, let's see. And the others I cannot see, so it's
maybe try to switch sides if you can. You can
have all.
Maybe it will be better. I don't know. I know for me it's different because I also speak sometimes, and it's better to have a gallery view and then change sides.
Yeah, I'm trying sometimes. Let's see now how it will be.
But it's okay. We don't know that you are struggling.
Good.
No, it was not noticed. But sorry for that. There are 18 hosts here. So some someone was talking while you were, because you noticed that, but you handled it so well when you were muted, and it always says the host muted you. Whoever does it, it always says the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. But
it was great. You handled it so great. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking the boss.
The boss.
Okay. Mika, if it's you're the only boss. I don't know for the others.
But everyone from Mladi's Minds, everyone is co-host, so everyone can do almost everything except the breakout rooms. That can that's only me. But it was I put 5 or 6 people together, but some people they went somewhere, I don't know where. So in one room we only have 3 because 3 dropped out. But yeah, just so you know.
Yeah, people actually don't like a lot to be in rooms, when they expect some lecture and they don't like to share things. So it's, but
I think they will have more time to talk, so no worries.
Yeah, that is good for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they need, it's kind of, I was using these rooms and those two questions on some other lecture here in Serbia. And I was sitting one night with my friend and I asked his mother what she missed the most. And then she started crying. So it was quite interesting to see. And then I asked his roommate and he said, you know, I think that I lost joy and I miss joy and I'm afraid that I will never feel it again. And he's pretty joyful guy. And for it was really easy question, but it's pretty deep actually, if you want to think about it, what I miss the most. That is like, I miss hugs. I miss to hug some people when I'm walking my dog. I miss my friend. And then people, when you start thinking what you miss, it's really, yeah, we are living this life. We are handling everything. But some things before, it's not, and this feeling that maybe we will never feel it again, maybe never experienced again. So that is kind of okay. So
yeah.
So they start to talk and it looks like, okay, we have 1 minute, it's enough, but then they open this again, Pandora's box. So it's
yeah, so this is exactly why I named the groups connection rooms. Just so you know, they were not breakout rooms. I renamed them to connection rooms because it's, you know, the connection happens.
good to connect. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have half an hour more. Actually.
Yeah. You have half an hour, and it was good with the sound. So.
Yeah. So far, I think that
just when you have your papers, it's really near the mic. So when you move them, try to.
Okay.
We can hear that. Yeah, just so you know. Yeah.
Okay.
But otherwise, everything's great.
Yeah, I still have problem with this. I had this computer, I think 3 or 4 years. It's like this MacBook, but I have no idea where microphone is. I know that I have a feeling that is everywhere because when I touch computer, then microphone, it's like some noise.
It's different on each computer. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So there's like 25 seconds left, and then they have a minute to come back. So what will happen is that they will kind of drop in because some people click leave room now, and some people wait for the 60 seconds to pass, just so that you know. Okay?
Yeah, I know. Okay.
So you can ask me if you want, Nika, do we have everyone yet? And then I'll do this or I'll do this, just so that you know. Okay? Okay, so now they closed, and now it's like 60 more seconds.
Okay. Good.
And you see, yeah, some people already started to come.
Okay.
So welcome everyone. We're gonna just wait a few more seconds so that everyone joins us. So that will be another 30 seconds.
Okay, so we could continue. Okay, thank you, Nika. Okay, do you want to share something on a chat or in this big group? Would you like to share some impressions or something you learn or you heard or? Yeah, we miss freedom. Okay. Gigs. Afraid of consequences. Something else? Contact with people, freedom. We are afraid of losing touch with people. We are missing safety, stability, hugs, trust. We are afraid of total control, making spontaneous decisions. Different things, but at the same time, we all miss live contact, afraid of going back as if nothing happened. This was pointed out by one of the group members. I miss Erasmus Plus family. I'm afraid of poverty, afraid of isolation, poverty, traveling, connecting with others, having freedom, smiles without masks. Yeah, it would be good. At least we have these smiles now online. Afraid of getting too much adapted to an epidemic, social contact, fear of weak, shallow contact in the future, consequences for mental health, economy. I miss hugs. Me too. Somebody said. Beers in bars. That our country will be destroyed. Imagine that you live in Serbia. Matic, I could hear your laugh. Even you are muted, I could hear it. But you know, Matic, we are a progressive country. So all of you have restrictions, but here, until today, everything were open. So we are free as never. Okay, what this situation will bring for NGOs without government support? Yeah, it will be challenging. Okay, something else? Okay, I will continue a little bit, and then you could add something if you want, and you could type in this chat, and then I will checking. So, I suppose when I was thinking about those questions that answers will be something like this, because we are all just humans. And all of us, I think that we still have some urge to control our reality that is coming from our narcissistic part, and we have a problem to lose control. And we are trying, like this girl on the video, we are trying to fix things on the same way. We are trying to behave the same. We are kind of stuck with this rope on one wall, but we are trying to run to the other wall on the same way, like we are not stuck. So in this feeling of being stuck and running all the time, we start to try really tired and exhausted, and we are jumping for time to time in some mood of grieving, and this mood of grieving is really characteristic for this pandemic. So last year, when we were talking about topic of the conference and of lecture, it was really easy to say, yeah, all young people are depressed or anxious, and we are using those two expressions and those two diagnoses to put label on everything. So everybody is depressed or anxious, especially in Corona time. How are you today? Oh, I'm a little bit depressed. How was your night? Oh, I was anxious all night. So that is something I hear all the time, especially between young people, because they Google everything about anxiety and depression. They know everything about that, and then put labels on each other or on themselves. And also not only young people, we are really also ready to put this kind of label. But now I would like to speak about feelings And I would like to put this in some like a frame of fear and sadness. When we speak about fear, it's not anxiety every time. Because anxiety, when we are afraid of something unknown. And yeah, this virus is kind of unknown, but we have like actual fear. Yeah, I'm afraid not to be sick. I'm afraid to be locked in my house. I'm afraid that somebody will take my freedom. So that is not anxiety, that is fear. And we need to recognize that fear and to support ourselves and young people to go through that. Not to put labels, to give Xalol to people, to send them to psychiatrists immediately, like, okay, you're anxious, do this, or you're anxious. When you're anxious or afraid, the first sentence you could say to your people or client, your young people or clients is breathe. But then now it's really crazy how to breathe. I have a mask. You will see for really anxious people, mask is not option because you cannot breathe very well. So your anxiety is exaggerating, and it's worse and worse. So now we are in this situation that we cannot deal with our anxiety or with our feelings. And on the other side, we are speaking about fears, but then we are speaking about sadness and about some sorrow. And I would like just to say something about process of grieving. And I think that all of us and also young people are going through this. I think that most of you know about different phases and different stages of grieving. First phase is shock and denial. And it happened to all of us. At the beginning of pandemic, we were pretty much in shock and we were denying everything. And we were like, okay, it's not happening. It will pass. It's nothing. It's there in China, not here, of course. They're building some hospitals there because they are Chinese, but it never happened to us. But then it came here, and then our shock go to the another stage, and it's this trying to understand and bargaining that we are trying, okay, it will pass in a few months. Now it will be 1 or 2 months, and then we will be free. So they will find vaccine, we will see our friends, we will hug each other, there is no problem, everything is okay. If I behave well, I will protect other people. If I sit at home, everything will be good. So we went through this phase also. Third one was angriness. We were angry on most of us. I suppose in Serbia was like this, but I suppose that in Slovenia is not different. I remember some bicycles on the streets. So we were angry on our government most of the time. We were angry on some political leaders. They were using this situation to get some points for themselves. We were angry on people who are wearing masks. We were angry on people who are not wearing masks. We were angry on our friends who are hugging us without question. We were angry on our friends who doesn't want to hug us. So we went through this angriness because we felt helpless, and still we are going through this. Next phase is sadness. In this process of grieving, we are going through sadness, and we started to be sad about things. You also mentioned this, and I suppose when you are talking in your groups, and we feel that we miss a lot of things. And we are sad that we cannot hug each other. Like we started today, Ksenia, Matic, and me, we felt really nostalgic and sad that, yeah, it would be great if we could hug each other. And when we were sharing emails and messages, Yerneya and me, we were every time, oh, I hope that next year we will hug each other. Yeah, it would be great if we could hug each other. Why we are not hugging now, but we are chatting now. So we start to feel sadness also that we cannot see our parents or grandparents so often because we are risky. So we are sad because of a lot of things. You personally know about yourself, so I will stop here with that. Next phase, this phase, one friend of mine, she told me, this period is like a zipper. When you, sometimes you have some problem to unzip or zip yourself, and then you need to go down and up and down and up. So now we need to make everything clear to deal with all things that are not finished on proper way. And we are touching our deep sadness, deep traumas, and things we are avoiding to deal with for years, and now it's appearing, and we feel a lot of time we feel really helpless ourselves. And the next stage is acceptance, and that is great. When we come to that place, when we come to acceptance, then we are like, okay, we are going through this circle and these stages every day, every hour, every month. We have different rhythm. Different people are reacting. Some people are stuck in angriness. Some people are stuck in sadness. So it's not like by the book, but I'm just telling you how it's by the book. And the last one is acceptance. When we realized, okay, it is like it is what I could do. But I will go back to this. I will just like to tell you something about two things. One thing therapists invented during this pandemic period, some kind of diagnosis maybe, because they realized that a lot of people are coming to the offices and tell them about depression, but all symptoms are not depression. So they call it pandemic fatigue, and that is something kind of new, but if you feel like this, you could know that it's not depression. We are just tired of this uncertainty. We have a lack of energy, we have a lack of hope, we have a lack of, we are not asking for things. We are more like this fatigue, this spring fatigue, with sun is appearing and everything is blossoming, and we are a little bit, oof, it's great, but I'm a little bit tired. This is pandemic fatigue. We are tired of everything. We just want this to finish and to start live again, something. And second thing that I was thinking a lot during this period is anticipatory grieving. So that we start grieving about things that we start to think that some things will never be the same. Like you said, some of you said, I'm afraid that I will never hug somebody again. Or I was talking with a friend of mine and he told me, I lost my joy and ability to be happy, and I'm afraid that I will never be happy on the same way. I think that we are grieving this period without masks and asking ourselves, should we ever be again without masks? Or how we will go to the airport? Or how we will see our friends? Or if we'll again go to some youth exchanges or trainings, or how we will go abroad, what will happen. So this is this anticipatory grieving, and sometimes we are really sad because we have no idea how our future will be. So we are grieving some things that need to happen, and we have no idea if will happen on the same way. Okay, I will now show you the small piece of this video. I will just continue, and then we will continue to speak a little bit. I will continue to speak a little bit, and then you will have some space for your question. Okay, video. Okay. That is about video.
Me acuerdo para la pieza Luna Llena que Pino nos preguntó un movimiento relacionado con alegría. Alegría o ánimo en movimiento.
It's not me, I think.
Era una linda pregunta.
This Spanish, it is me or not?
Positiva.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. Stop the YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought that I turned it off. Yeah, Nika, you said that I'm improvising very well, so I just prepared some Spanish for you to learn a little bit. This was video from movie Pina. She was great choreographer, Pina Bausch, and in her work she was dealing a lot about mental health issues. So I love to show some of her videos. On this one, it's like only in this moment when we accept that we cannot live our life like before, something new could grow. Some new tree could grow from us. We could make some things differently, and we could live this, as people want to say, new reality on our way. If we continue struggling, being in this running on the same way, grieving about some things we cannot have in this moment, feeling every day that we are missing something, that our life will never be the same, we will sit in the corner or we will struggle and be tired all the time. This now, it's a moment just to give up of some things and to say, okay, let's see what I could do now and how I could live this, what I have to live. And it's also for young people, because we are working with young people. And what I saw in the last period is that youth workers are trying to, not all of them, but some of them, to look at young people from their own shoes. They are more adaptive than us. Just we need to be aware. Young people are used to virtual world. They are used to technology. They know what online life is. They are pretty much rebellion. If they want to see each other, they will see each other. And this is like a new normal for young people, to be rebellion and to escape and to see their friends. When I told my daughter, you know, if I have virus, what we could do? And she was like, come on, mom, please don't do it. That I need to be with you 15 days and not to see my friends. Please don't, or I will escape. So they will find a way before us. We just need to take care of ourselves. We need to do some healthy things for ourselves in order to support young people. Because I have no doubt that young people will find a way. If they are calm with us, if they see us like older, if they see youth workers satisfied, if they see their parents satisfied or calm as much as they could be, they will find a way. We just need to support them from a distance. Literally, we need to support them from a distance and to give them wings to fly as much as they could. What is important for us in contact with young people? To be present for them, for us to be in contact with ourselves and to be in contact with them, to not to push them, not to ask them why you're not going out, why you're not learning for school, why you're not doing this, why you're not happy, why you're just let them live their life. And for us is to live our lives. We need to support young people and to make some space for them to come to us to ask for help if they need, to support them to be happy on their own way, because this is somehow situation of surviving and adaptation, and they are doing it, as I could see, pretty well. Yes, some of them are in bad condition, but a lot of young people were in bad condition even before pandemic. I think that now, maybe it's my personal opinion, but everything I see on therapy or in youth work, or that we are in a worse condition than young people, and we need to fix ourselves in order to help them and support them. Also, all of us need to think about what is my new normal. Because my new normal, it's not the same like new normal is for some people on Instagram. Yeah, maybe I really have a problem to have Christmas and to be happy for Christmas and to have teddy bears and everything around me. Or I really want to buy amazing dress for New Year's Eve or whatever. Try to find what is your new normal, not to listen news or influencers or people who are pushing you to help yourself on your way. We need to breathe. I know that sometimes it's, I'm coming from Gestalt approach, so the main thing in Gestalt is to live here and now this is really important. We need to live day by day. We need to find some small pleasures. We need to follow our feelings and to let ourselves to be sad, to be afraid, to be angry, to give a chance to ourselves to feel how we feel. Not to escape. Yeah, it's not easy to feel afraid or to be sad. It's much better to be happy, to go out, to have fun, to work a lot, but this is moment for all of us to finish all unfinished businesses. And it's not easy, but I believe that some new trees will really grow up from us. We could make some simple plans day by day. It was my friend, we made a deal for me to go to Dubrovnik next week. And then she called me last week and said, you know, maybe your border will be closed. And I was just really calm. I was like, okay, closed, open, whatever. I have some books, I have some new teas. I have some good corner in my place. I have some people who are not positive around me. So I will survive this period. So we need to make really small plans, not to have huge expectations, to try to enjoy day, to try to protect each other, but also to give people a choice. I was speaking with my father a few weeks ago. We were there to visit my parents, and my father, my daughter jumped on him to hug him, and then she stepped back because she didn't hug him from March. And then he started to cry and told me, you know, please give me a choice. I prefer to die because of virus than to die and that I didn't hug my granddaughters enough. So please let her hug me, and then if I die, I will die satisfied. So I said, okay, jump on him, hug him, do whatever you need to do. And then we broke this. So they were hugging 2 days all the time. My father, he has 3 granddaughters, and they were sitting on his lap, hugging him. My mother, she put some limits. She said, okay, I don't want to die. I want to survive. I don't need your hugs. But that is story about my mother. I will not start now. So what we are learning now, a lot of things about control, about patience, and about finishing all dark things we had inside of us, all the mentors, all demons around us. So we have to dig pretty deep in this period and hopefully to have some really good trees. One thing more from my side, what I read that colleague of mine wrote, and I read one something I will read to you now, and it helped me many times in this period. She said that at the end we need to be aware that sometimes we got some things in our life so easy and it looks like magic. Like I was there last year and we had first conference and it was first snow and everything was perfect. But sometimes it's not possible and we don't like it. But we need to trust. If we want so much something and it's not possible and we did everything for things to happen, maybe it's not time for that gift. We could learn about ourselves and the time we live in, a lot even from not getting what we want. It's not everything about us. Sometimes universe is deciding. So for me it was, yes, sometimes we need to give up of something in order to get something new. And for all of you, maybe to, like Matit said, to close your cameras for a second, all of you, just close your cameras. Yep, close your cameras. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine that you are in front of this Pandora's box and that all bad things are out. And when you open Pandora's box, you will find inside something very important for you that will support you to go through this period. Just see what it is. Then close the box and be aware that that supportive thing is part of yourself. And come back to me.